back to Clair de Lune from scratch. Okay, let's do a mini review of the previous measure, and then let's continue on to the next one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and snip off our previous measure that we worked on and connect us to what we're going to get to next. So here we go. And actually, I'm going to move, let's just do it for here right now. We won't do more than a measure at a time. We don't want to get too confusing here, okay? Let's do that. And let's go over here. Let's put in a new blank page, okay? And just straighten it up a little bit. There we go. Okay, if you recall, this has been tied over, okay? These two notes are tied, so we don't have to worry about playing them again. Looking ahead, I can see that, again, this top note over here, which is a C, will be tied onto here. Okay? So keeping those in mind, if you recall, this is a G flat, E flat. I'm using a 3, and I ended up with using a 3 and a 5 over here. And I moved my right hand into a new position, 3 and 1 over here, resulting in this. Okay? Now, we're going to move to a whole new position, and as part of it, we're going to stay in the position, part of it, we're going to reset our hands a bit, okay? So what's been happening, let me just kind of review from the beginning here and kind of explain why I'm fingering the way I'm doing. Basically, in the music here, I'm seeing the music starting here, from here to here, for me, feels like one musical sentence. So that's why I can start with my hand, left hand, okay, and have those 4 measures represented by those 4 fingering sets. The right hand, on the hand, every measure pretty much moves down. So here you have this position over here, and then you have a new position over here, okay, and then there's a pause, if you notice. And then you have a new set of movement over here, a pause, and then a new set of movement over here. Okay, so in summary, oops, move, next, move, okay? So that's been the fingering thinking that I have. Keeping the left hand, you can see that all fits within one hand pattern over there, okay? So keeping that in mind, I'm looking at this next portion over here as kind of a hand reset. It's the start of a new sentence, so to speak, okay? So what's going to happen is I'll show you just a preview. Okay? I'm going to move my hand over. Okay, I've run out of fingers. I'm going to move my hand over, start a new set to move down. Okay? So that's basically what's going to happen. So let's take that a little bit at a time, okay? And so here we're kind of at the end, if I may, this is the end of one sentence over here, and this is going to be the start of a new sentence. We're going to reset our hands there, okay? So let's just look at the end of that sentence. Okay? So here we're left with the 3 and a 1 in the right hand, okay? Now you notice that this top note is tied, so I'm just going to move this thumb over here to the next note below. Okay, and if you eyeball that, A flat moves down to G. We only have 2 safe notes here, C and F, okay? So that G is also flatted, okay? I'm going to use a 1 over there, okay? Okay, this 3rd finger was on a C. I have to move this over, okay, to reset my hand position. And I'm going to use a 3rd finger on this B flat, okay? And again, notice that this note value over here on the bottom is longer, okay, than the notes on top. The top notes we call 8th notes. Those are the ones with the stems and the beams connecting them. The bottom note over here is a dotted half note. It's a longer value. And it's going to move to another longer value note here that we're going to be playing with our thumbs. So let's just look at the bottom note first here. And you notice they're both the same. Okay? Oh, sorry, phone call. That was my karate master. Anyway, okay, same note, so we're going to keep our thumb there. Our top note is going to move down to the B flat, okay? And just for a second, let's just play that by itself. B flat, notice how this goes up and then back down, all right? So, B flat, okay? Now we've got this note up here. Let's see if we can find this. B, C, D, E, not in our safe zone, so E becomes E flat. Okay, and then it returns. See how it returns to that B flat over here? So let's review it from here, okay? Let's just do that much. B flat, C, B flat up to E flat, and back down to the E flat. Okay, now combine that, and the challenge is to see if you can hold this note in your thumb while you're doing the other notes. Okay, now that leaves me with this finger still free to play this together with this. This brings us down to an A flat over here with my second finger. Okay, let's put that all together with the right hand. Ready? Now together. Okay, with the exception of the C, everything else is on a black key. So keep that in mind. Okay. Now the left hand, we've just finished up over here in this previous measure. Okay, in this portion. Now we're going to move to a new hand position. And I'm going to use a first and a second finger, okay? Take a look at this. Bottom note over here was an E. I can use that in eyeball and see that that's also the top note over here. So we're going to kind of replace that fifth finger with a thumb over here, okay? And this note is right below. It's a D. It's not in our safe zone. So that's going to be D flat. So two black keys, and they're played together. So I've gone from here to here. See how I'm doing that? Okay, it's a new sentence. I'm going to just switch over. 5, 1, switch over. Notice that the top note over here, okay, is the same note as this note over here. So I'm going to stay there while the bottom note moves down to a C. That C is in our safe zone, so there's no black key there, okay? So let's put the whole thing together. These three come together, and then one more time. Oops. Okay. All right. So very good. Challenging measure, but take your time. Take a look at it a little bit at a time, and in no time you'll have no problems with this, and we can move on to the next measure. Okay. I'll see you at the next lesson.